the other thing I did that was really critical, and I got this idea from a pastor in Houston and another pastor here in Atlanta. I built what's called a preaching team. And I got all the ministry assistants, so like kind of the administrative staff.
Yeah, you told me about this. I think this is brilliant.
And because I rarely had been to Roswell. I had never been to the church. I didn't know the congregation. I didn't know their lives. I'd been in a very different context. And so I was really worried, how am I going to connect? Because you really only have 3 or 4 weeks of sermons until, if people aren't feeling you, they'll go somewhere else, because there's just too many great churches here and too many great preachers in the Atlanta area, okay? So I gathered the ministry assistants, and on Thursdays at 1:30, I basically delivered the sermon to them. And I still do it to this day. Every Thursday at 1:30, they gather in a little classroom. There's about, there's any 6 to 10 of them. And I deliver the sermon. And then they give me feedback. And I told them, I want you to be as ruthless as possible. I want you to tell me the truth. And they are. Oh, they are. I said, don't be that, don't make me cry now. Come on. But one of the things, and so I asked them, what resonated with you? What did you not understand? What did I talk about 3 weeks ago that I'm talking about again? What makes sense? Do we need a different conclusion? Did it grab your attention at the beginning? And they help me. And they also are able to say, hey, Jeff, no one cares about, 14th century, Gregorian Orthodox theology. Could you bring it down a little bit to our level? And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I can do that. Thank you. And so it's very helpful where they really give me wisdom. And it ends up that they're all women too, which is really fun. And so they'll be like, Jeff, there's a lot of mothers out here. You need to be speaking more to mothers. You're talking about, all these dad issues, but you need to talk about moms. And that was a blind spot I didn't recognize. And so that's been really helpful in me connecting with the congregation. And then also it's a special time that I get with them, because I don't interact with them very often, that we get an hour together and we get to talk about our personal lives. It's a lot of fun.
So I heard a couple things in there. The first thing you did when you took on the role was you were very thoughtful about who are those key kind of stakeholders that you can build those relationships with. And then you kind of ordered it. You got staff, we've got the session, which is like a board of directors kind of, and then we've got, members of the congregation, right? And really kind of build those relationships. But then also, as you were thinking about preaching, how do I kind of create a team that can give me feedback? And again, speaks to vulnerability, be open to that, and it helps you get better, but then also allows you to connect.
Yeah.
So I think of being a senior pastor of a church as one of the toughest jobs in the world, because you really can't fire a lot of folks. It's really all influencing. And you have to have so many different skill sets. You've got to be good in one-on-one pastoral care, right? In some of people's darkest moments. You've got to be a good teacher in small groups.
Yep.
You also got to be able to have presence in a large group, and have that kind of that edutainment component. And then edutainment.